right, mate. Yeah, so you're shorting ETH. The only problem is they might pump it, right? That is very, very true. The fact that we are down, going into the meetings, you always, I'm not going to say there's always, but there is often spikes up to take liquidity before going lower to trap people. So this is a real concern, that it is possible to happen. Now, I don't know where your entry is, so let's look at the chart here and just have a look. Like it's a Sunday. This is a very bearish candle, and it kind of does suggest, like if I could get I'll look back in history, but this looks to be closing very weak down here at this point. There is the very real possibility that we could have another red candle like this. Let me just change this. So there is a very real possibility this just gets continuation. This is a very bearish rollover with a bearish engulfing close, and it's Sunday today. There's 10 hours left in the week, so it's not good. It's a poor close. It is like even here, for example, you can see that we did have continuation to the downside because of a bad close here, but it ended up popping up and flipping green again. If that situation happens, well, as soon as that flips green again, you want to get out. If there's a big drop and then a pop up and flips green, you want to get out. You don't want to be in it. So that's what I would suggest. I would say at this point, it's not guaranteed. Like we are in a bear. This is a bear market. This is a bearish trend. This here was a bullish trend. So there is differences to this, of course, but there's no question that this is a bearish candle. I know we had a bearish close here and we pumped off that. That's always the worry. That is always the worry. Trading a new weekly candle. If you're trading it, you could attempt to close your position and re-short it based on a new weekly candle. If we flip red, get short again. If it bounces, maybe look to short the bounce. But technically this is a very bearish candle, and technically it's saying we should go lower. The 2 week also, saying it should go lower, but the saving grace for the 2 week is we have just had a bullish 2 week stop hunt. So Ethereum now can be considered slightly bullish above this green line, implying that the new week can actually be a green candle. If we flip green, maybe we have a green candle on a week, right? On the next week, maybe we actually have a green candle up. As long as price is above this green line, this is a bullish 2 week stop hunt. So that suggests that there is a case to be made that we are about to have a green week and Ethereum can bounce here. But if we break below this green line, well, it is bearish, right? But above here, after a stop hunt, there's an argument to be made that we can have a green week. So maybe you need to be careful. Trade that new weekly candle. Now, don't get me wrong. This is technically this is a bearish candle, right? On a monthly. So this 2 week, right? This 2 week might actually see. If we're red on a new week, well, you kind of got to go with it. But I would suggest that we will go lower, right? I think that a bounce will eventually break this low and go lower. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know how much of a bounce yet. We'll look at the smaller time frames, but the how do you want to put it? It is slightly bullish though. In the near term, above here, right? Above this line is slightly bullish and we can go higher. But I do think eventually that line will crack and we will break. But I am concerned that there might be, small green candle moving higher, something like that. I don't know how much higher. Yeah, see, even that looks too much. I don't think the monthly is going to flip green again. So even a bunch like this looks to be way too much to me, so I think the upside is limited, to be fair. I think it's small bounce up and we probably go lower. Like what we need to be, what is possible, see if that low breaks that we talked about, well, it could be something like this. we could actually get a hard flush lower because we are red on the month. Right? When you break that support, you can see that we flushed. Right? That we are in a similar situation here. If we break these lows, the price is probably going to flush, and it's going to hit this purple 200 moving average very, very quickly, I would suggest. So it's a tricky situation. There's a slight bullishness to this, but if this breaks, there's definitely a chance this can flush. It's never really good to break back below the white 100. Right? This is another important thing we need to watch. Right? As long as prices below this white 100 moving average on a daily chart, let's move the screen back up a little bit. So the daily chart, as long as we are below the daily white 100, that's also considered bearish. Essentially, if price gets back above the white 100, you need to be more worried, right? That be worried then with your short. Like you can see here, we recaptured it and price went up a lot. We recaptured it here, price went up a lot. Breaking below it, this was a failure below it. We got back above it. We need to see if this is a failure below it, or is this the real break below it. If this is the real break below it, then price can flush lower if these lows break. Okay, so it's kind of do or die time, to be honest. The problem is it's a tricky one to call because we are at support. Look at this major support for the last 3 months. What is that? July. Since July, you can see it retested there, but ever since July, this has been support. July, August, September, the last 3 months is major support. So we're sitting on major support here, and that's what makes it tricky to call. Are we going to bounce off this? I think personally it'll break eventually, but it's important support, so it does need to be watched very carefully. Below this white 100, you can still think it's very bearish. If we get back above the white 100, you need to be careful. There is always spikes in volatility around the news, so when it comes to that, yes, definitely need to be on guard.